So, I just started the recording, and what I was saying is that we're going to be doing this every month, the second Tuesday of the month, as a chance to connect and kind of replicate the in-person meetups that go on in different areas in case there's not one by you. And since we're all such a spread out team, that way we can really stay connected with each other and get to know each other better and have this type of meeting virtually. So, I'm recording this tonight. I think the jury's kind of out on if we'll continue recording it moving forward, because really the idea is kind of like to actually have a conversation. So it might be like a little bit weird to listen to the recording, but since this is the first one, I'm going to go ahead and we'll record this. So let's kick it off just by doing some like celebration, and that could be celebrating your like last month. That could be celebrating, what's today? The 12th. So we're almost midway through the month. What have you accomplished in your business that you're proud of? And just go ahead and give yourself a shout out.
Well, it's Jess in New York, and I am giving myself like a pat on the back for powering through June. So I had a kick-ass May, and because I was concentrating so much on May and I moved at the end of the month, I did not look forward to June and start booking June, as some of us do. Life gets in the way. And now it's June 12th, and I am sitting at negative $40. Like, I wonder if they're going to take double points away from my total for glam. So I just want to like give myself a pat on the back for I am still reaching out to between 5 and 10 a day to book. I refuse to give up. I am still going for 5,000 this month. I have 2 online shows and 1 office pop-up on Thursday. So by the end of the week, I'll have a better like look at what my June's going to actually look like. But I'm going to like give myself a shout out for not just being like grumpy pants and like pissed at myself. And I'm just going to make June happen. And whether that means reaching out and selling 1,500 in a day, like someone on this phone call, or, whatever I have to do, but double points or freaking bust. So I'm going hard, even though I have nothing to go on right now. So that's how this is.
That's awesome. And you're amazing. And it is nice having such an inspiration from last month in Virginia to be like, oh my gosh, if she can sell 1,500 in one day, like I can weather this, whatever it may be. So yeah, Virginia, call yourself out.
Yes. So I'm a star.
Yay!
And Jess, I'm so glad you said that, because I am sitting at like $40 after having such an amazing month in May. So you're making me feel better. But I'm excited about last month, but also I'm with you. So I've made a list, because I had to take like a week off and like just kind of breathe and think and deal with some things. So I've made a list of everything I need to do to like keep things going for tomorrow, like to just end June right. Like I want to hit 2,500, even though I'm only at 40 now. So that means trunk shows. And so I've made a list of all the people that I want to reach out to starting tomorrow. And I was so inspired by Sam Tunador's that post.
Yeah.
That was great.
Can you recap it? Because not everyone's on that group.
Oh, sorry. So it's like some ridiculous number. She reached out to like 270 people, but it ended up with like, what was it? Like 20 people who are interested in learning more about the opportunity, and like 40 people who want to host.
Yeah.
Can you even imagine if you had 40 trunk shows lined up over the next 3 months? Like that would be insane.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
I'm on low battery, so I'm going to go find power, but I'll be back.
Okay. Awesome. But I'm just going to like applaud Virginia again, because in case you didn't know, she hit Star Stylist last month, which is like the leader level of the business. We kind of call it the sweet spot. It's a really big deal. She's really going to be celebrated a ton at Hoopla. You get invited to this really special party and called the Red Shoe Affair, where everyone wears red shoes. Duh, that's the name of it, but it's really fun. You get to be celebrated across the stage. You get a $500 bonus and all the other earnings. But not only did she promote to that level, but she just knocked her personal sales out of the park with over 7,000 in sales. And Virginia, I just kept saying, like, as I kept seeing her numbers tick up, I was like, remember that time when you said you never thought you could hit Stellar Seller, which is 5,000 in sales. So it's amazing how when you're just like so excited about what you're doing and trying really hard, you can like blow your expectations away.
Yeah, I actually was laughing because Kelly, when I hit it the next morning, she's like, "Oh my gosh, you did it!" She's like, "When we had a call on Tuesday, we just didn't think it was possible."
Thanks, Kelly.
I was like, "Yep," but I didn't either. So she wasn't alone.
Yeah. It was
so anything's possible.
Yes. Who else has a little shout out for themselves? Give yourself a pat on the back. Courtney, I think I saw your cute face pop up on that iPhone that's over there, and you shut your video off. I want to see you. Hey! You can't sneak by me. You give yourself a shout out for moving. We can't hear you. Do you see where it says like start audio?
Yeah, I fixed it.
There you are. Awesome.
Yay! Yeah, we are almost totally settled in our new house.
Nice.
Currently cooking dinner because I'm now an hour behind.
Oh my goodness. Well, so everyone, if you haven't met Courtney yet, she and I met through an online show, a mutual friend from Charlottesville. And then I realized when I saw where her order was shipping that she lived in Philly. So we connected. We did a trunk show. She decided to jump in. But she is just like the coolest because she was in grad school. Her husband is in the military. What branch? I forgot.
Marine Corps.
Marine Corps.
Mm-hmm.
So they have been married for how long now?
A year and like 2 weeks.
But they just started living together because
like
they've
2
been
weeks
like
ago.
grad school and he's been stationed, and so they just both moved to Florida. So they've been married for like a year, living separate and like visiting each other, and they're just like the cutest little couple ever. So I'm just like so thrilled for you that you get to live together now.
Thank you. I know it's something so crazy to be excited about, but
but she's just so cute and has the cutest little cat, which you guys know I'm obsessed with cats. So we bond over that. How are you settling in?
pretty good. The house is coming together. We're almost all set up here and starting to get settled and applying for jobs and meeting people, making friends, all that good stuff.
Well, Florida needs some stylists, so you're in a good spot.
Yeah, and we have lots of military spouse connections down here too, which is good.
Good. Well, if you want to turn your video back off and get back to cooking, feel free today. I saw you pop up and I was like, I've got to say hello.
All right, thanks.
What else is going on, peeps?
I want to give a shout out. I don't think she's on, but one of my new stylists who joined last month, Andrea, killed her quick start. I want to say she was at like 1,700 in sales so far. But just within like 2 weeks, just totally crushed it. Came and borrowed some of my samples, gave herself a little pep talk and some confidence, and yeah, totally crushed her jumpstart. So earned her $199 back, and I mean, she's reaching out. She reached out to these like pop-up fairs. We have these fairs in the city that are like street fairs, and she reached out to like several of those. She reached out to a hair salon to do a pop-up. She reached out to, it's actually pretty interesting. I wonder if there are any other ones kind of around in the other cities that we're all in, but it's like this women's networking group, and they host like weekly events for people to come in and like sponsor. So it'll have like someone set up from a different like women's entrepreneurial endeavor, whether it be like a style and adopt type thing or like your own personal, independent business, and you sponsor it and you give like giveaways and gift bag coupons and like whatever. So I'll actually have her post about it because I was like, wait a minute, I didn't even have that idea. I've been a stylist for 7 years. Like, who are you? What else do you have to think about over here? Like, what else can your brain think of? So she's awesome. So shout out to her, even though she's not on here.
I mean, that's always so true about when you have a new stylist. They have all these fresh ideas that sometimes I feel like I get stuck in my same rut. And then when someone's new and they're like, have this fresh enthusiasm and fresh idea, like thoughts, it's really helpful.
Stop playing with your earring.
It's really bugging me. Every time I see it in the screen, it flips around. Oh, it's such a bummer.
There we go. Just don't move.
There we go. Don't move. So we can kind of shift gears and chat about like what's going on within Stella and Dot. Hoopla is coming up. 5 of us on this call are attending Hoopla. So Courtney, you and I will be talking about that later because it's going to be awesome and super fun. Does anyone have like any questions? I know Erin, obviously we already talked about your clear outstanding question of helping you with getting some roommates. Does anyone have any other, of course we can keep talking about it more leading up, but any questions about like what to expect out of Hoopla? Catherine, Virginia, and Erin, it will all be your first Hoopla.
So just as like
You're not alone.
As a side note, we'll go over like what to pack kind of thing closer to Hoopla. So if that's your question, that we can talk about that in like a couple of weeks.
I get really into planning out my outfits. So
well, Charlotte had a boss babe idea last year with the boutique. Didn't it? The boutique.
Oh yeah. I forgot I did that. So I actually had a boutique kind of like sponsor me and reached out to them and they gave me dresses to wear, and then I just posted about them on my Instagram, and I had like her business cards. It was like a smaller boutique, so I gave people her card, like when people would be like, oh my gosh, I love your dress, which happens the entire Hoopla. It's literally several thousand of the most fashionable women. So I would like give her their info, or give them her info, the boutique owners. So that was cool. But I mean, the other thing that's cool too is there is the Hoopla attendee extra discount on apparel. It's like there's like a buy 3 get 1 free. I forgot what it is. But since the new collection, this is the first year where Hoopla is in August instead of July. So the collection's still coming out in July. So we'll still be able to order it and shop ahead of time. So you can use that Hoopla perk if you want to be able to wear the Stella and Dot clothing as well.
There are going to be so many people wearing the same thing.
Yeah, I will say one of my tips, which Jess, I learned from her, is either actually bring a non-Stella and Dot bag, or make sure that you have some type of like tag or ribbon, like have something on your bag, because like everyone has to see
especially that. Well, it goes for all bags, tote bags, clutches. Like when you go to the dance party and you put, even we'll get together with our team, like our larger Southern Charms team, and everybody puts their clutches down and they're all the same. So pick either a non-Stella and Dot clutch or a clutch that is like super retired. And I mean, I know most of you guys are on the newer side, but I find Hoopla is so much fun to wear my most favorite like vintage Stella and Dot pieces. That's like stuff I never and will never ever part with, and like bring it back for a featurette. I always find that I get compliments like, oh my gosh, like my silver Pegasus. I can't wait to wear my silver Pegasus.
Ooh, that's going to be cool.
Which, spoiler alert, the fall collection is going to feature Pegasus like throwback pieces. So we've only had that like feathery Pegasus necklace. That's the only piece that's ever come out like that. And we are going there. Well, there was like a sneak in the email that they sent us today, but they're going to have, yes, that Pegasus necklace, which is amazing.
It's like one of the like iconic Stella and Dot pieces that like put us on the map.
Yeah. And sorry to offend anybody, I freaking hate the Kardashians, and Kim Kardashian wore that necklace. And I mean, that's kind of a big deal. But they're coming out like with these like hoop earrings with Pegasus style feathers on the bottom, like a cool like big cuff bracelet. So anyways, point being, like, throw in some other things aside from like Stella and that stuff in there, because it'll drive you nuts if you mix it up with other stuff. So.
And we'll have like a fun team event too. So we normally do like have something going on for different meals, or we'll try to coordinate, like grab buddies for lunch, things like that. So if you're having any like worry about being like alone or not knowing who to hang out with, like, do not worry. You literally actually can't be by yourself at Hoopla, because everyone is so nice and like how we are, like, and you just can connect so easily because everyone's like so excited about Stella and Dot. And you know, you'll meet like random people on your plane flight because they have a getaway bag and you're like, are you going to Hoopla? And then that person's like your new buddy. So but we'll definitely all do stuff together, so that'll be really fun. Any other like questions? All right. Well, we'll talk more about that topic, you know, continually. So we kind of, just to sort of finalize, wrap things up, last kind of topic on the table is, of course, talking about GLAM and the double points that we have going on this month, the trip to Hawaii. If you were not able to watch the Training Tuesday Zoom today, watch the recording. It's really good. I watched it, and really the whole call was about how to earn alongside a full-time job. And when you see it broken down month by month, like I know when you look at the points and the requirements and all of that, it can feel really overwhelming. And I would say pretty much everyone who the first time before they earn it, they're like, there's no way I can do this. This is for, you know, the top leaders, kind of like the Stella celebrity stylists that you see that you're like, oh, that she's so untouchable. Like that's who that's for. And this is seriously for everybody, especially this year, because they introduced the new level where you can just earn the hotel stay only. So it's like an intro level. And the cool thing about that is like, everyone's going to be at the same resort. You still get to hang out at the same pool. You still get to go to the luau. You still get to drink the same Mai Tais, like all those things. But like, you can get on the island by earning that level. And when you see the plan broken down month by month, I think you'll see it's really achievable. It's all of the way she broke it down, especially for it's level 3. That is that first level where you earn the hotel stay. Selling most months, selling 2,500, throwing in a couple months of selling 5. And keep in mind, this goes over the holiday season. So even if you've never sold 2,500 before, you know, would it be worth it to go big and, you know, be in Hawaii? And if you've never sold 5 before, again, would it be worth it? And if there's ever a time to do it, you can do it in October and November. Or you can do it earlier and knock that out, and then to sponsor about 4 people over the entire 7 months. So I think it's really achievable, and I would definitely recommend checking that out. So any questions about like points or what to do to maximize double points this month? Like, let's chit chat about all of that. So I'll definitely say so far my plan is like not off to the best start. I really want to go for the trip for 2 this year. I've earned the trip for 1 in the past, and I've like said like, oh, I'm totally going for the trip for 2, but then never really like broken it down and tracked towards it before. So I really would like to do that this year, but I know that if I really want to make it happen, the double points this month are going to be super important. So my initial goal, which is still technically my goal, I'm just starting to be like, man, this is not really coming together. My goal is to sell 10K this month to get 20,000 points by the end of the month. And I'm still working on sponsoring too. I have someone who's supposed to be signing up tonight, crossing like all fingers and toes and like everything. But 2 of my shows have already canceled, and I am just working really hard on, I have 4 more after that. But right now I'm around 1,700 for the month. So even with 4 shows, like 10K is still kind of a stretch. So I really need to like hone in on personal outreach, see if I can book like, realistically, I feel like maybe if I could book one more show, that would be great. But that's kind of where I am.
So I wanted to share, I've already expressed my sucky month, that is June right now, but I wanted to reach out and have kind of like partnerships with the Sunshine Kids bracelet. So I don't know if you guys have ordered it or have seen it, but so this is the lighting in here is so weird. We need lighting. We also just moved, Courtney, so I feel you. So if you can see, it almost looks like a camp bracelet, like something that you would get at like a camp, which I think is cute and I think kind of appeals to the masses. So I've done this before for breast cancer awareness and for autism awareness. And what happens is you basically, sorry, that is why I've been getting up, is because she is having night terrors. Apparently 8-month-olds get night terrors, whatever. She's dead asleep. She's just screaming. So anyway, you partner with someone, you don't give away your commission. It's not a fundraiser trunk show. It's just, they almost act as an ambassador for Sunshine Kids or for Style and Dot, or kind of like both. So what you do is you provide them with things to post on social media. You mock up an email for them to send out. And it's basically along the lines of something like, you know, I love Style and Dot as a brand. I love that they give back to all different types of foundations throughout the year. And in the month of June, they've partnered with Sunshine Kids to give back to children with cancer and research to kind of help children with cancer. Include a couple pictures of the bracelet saying that they're $24, 100% of the proceeds is donated back, and that's it. And having people shop the bracelet specifically, so maybe giving them like sell or like help facilitate the sale of like 15 bracelets. At the end of the day, isn't that much in sales, but the thought behind it would also be that someone's going to buy the bracelet, but also like a top or some more jewelry or whatever else. So turning that into a trunk show as well, where all those orders will be funneled through a trunk show link and the hostess will get rewards. So I've partnered, one of my online shows is with actually an old stylist down in Florida who's doing that. So for those of you that are kind of struggling with how you're going to round out June and you don't think your calendar can afford any more trunk shows, or you're just kind of hitting your head against a wall on what other new way you can spin, this is just a great way to layer in some sales, and for a good cause. I mean, the bracelet's super cute. The cause is amazing. We've never partnered with them before, so this is a very interesting like new development for June, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We have 10 minutes. Zoom is so bossy about kicking us off. I think the other one too is like the thing that I haven't really been doing that I want to start doing is reaching out about Style Club.
Yes.
I kind of like right when it launched, I reached out to like my top people where it's like, this is obvious, but I can really just start going through like all of those shoppers who either, you know, aren't local to me and like, I'm not going to do a show with them, or I kind of know that I've already offered them a show in the past and they're not interested. You know, reaching out to them to offer Style Club it's kind of like this new level in our business where it's like, you know, they don't want to be a stylist, they don't want to be a hostess, or maybe they are a hostess. They could be both, right? They're a great repeat customer, and now it's like, let's up level them a little bit to where they have these great perks and it's even more loyalty, and it's going to incent them to shop with you even more frequently. So I think I'm super excited about Style Club going forward. Catherine, you've been having a ton of success with enrolling people into Style Club at your shows. Can you also share, so Catherine shared on our Marco Polo, I loved what you said about in your group Hello, how you talked about us as like the boutique. And then what are you saying to get people interested in Style Club?
Sure. So I was just kind of playing around with my group Hello, and one thing I've been kind of saying a lot is that, especially when I'm just talking to people, I've been saying we're a boutique style lifestyle brand, lifestyle brand. And so what I kind of did in my group Hello was I said, you know, how many of you have heard of Stella and Dot? And then when, you know, not that many people raised their hand or whatever, I said, you know, that's totally normal. let me tell you about Stella and Dot. We're a boutique style lifestyle brand. And I said, so what does that mean? I say boutique style because, and I went into a lot of our design, and that was like a great way to kind of emphasize that, you're really getting that next level of design and quality and all of that. And then I said, and what do I mean by lifestyle brand? And I kind of talked about that we are more than just jewelry, that we definitely are that, but we also are bags and sunglasses and tops, and kind of made the little joke about like, we'll style you from the waist up, and so I just kind of said,
oh, you got frozen for a second. You're back.
Something along the lines. Oh,
you froze.
Something along the lines of Okay, so I said something along the lines of like, how great it is when you discover a cute little boutique, and like for all the people who had never heard of Stella and Dot, that like that was great, because it's so exciting when you discover that cute little boutique that has all the that you've never seen before, and you want to tell all your girlfriends or whatever. And that I hope that by the end of the night that that we're that cute little boutique that they discover right in like so-and-so's living room. And so that went really well. And then as far as Style Club, I just pretty much anybody who I had a few people who had items literally from Style Club that they were going to order just on their own. And I was like, wait a second, let's talk about this. Here's, you're going to order the Rhett cuff, but why don't we do Style Club instead? You can get something else for yourself, kind of that way. The other thing was anybody who had an order over $100, I basically was like, okay, listen, this is going to work out way better for you. Let's let me show you what the free gift is. You're going to get free shipping. You're going to get 10% back, blah, blah, blah. And so just anybody basically had over a $50 order, I just brought it up and said, here's what the advantage is. Here's like the gifts are awesome. You're going to get this. So it's basically getting this for $29 instead of $49 or $59. And I mean, I think the Rhett cuff especially is a huge hit. The Rhett cuff and the Carrie necklace were like by far the ones that people were like, okay, yeah, that's worth it. And a couple other things people are interested in, but those were the big sellers. So
that clutch is like $70 too.
Yeah.
The kicker if it's up their alley. And just
exactly.
to kind of add on to what you were saying, I think a lot of people, at Checkout Chat, there's so many things to talk about, like hosting and becoming a stylist and, trunk show exclusives, and then Style Club. At least in the beginning, I was very like, oh, it's like one more thing to talk about. But if you don't mention it, if they go home and for some reason they see Style Club, they're going to be pissed that you didn't tell them. So it's better to be like annoying and overwhelm them with information when it comes to this. And I love the way that you said it. You're giving them the rundown, like the bullet points. This is why you want it if you're spending over $100. So
yeah, I think you did I'm like thinking back to what I was saying at my show, and I'm like, I totally messed it up. Because I was like, did you want to join Style Club today? Like, that's not and of course they're like, no, because they don't even know what I'm talking about. Like, but you did a really good job of like showing them the value of it. And I mean, I guess like, because I'm thinking like it's a no-brainer, but like if I don't explain to them why it's a no-brainer, like the way that you did, then duh.
What else is something to utilize too? If anyone is drawn to any of those pieces at your trunk show, or anyone, you post a selfie and the Rhett cuff and someone comments on it or whatever, that's a great way to reach out and say that they can get this for basically 50% off for joining our new VIP club or whatever.
Yeah.
Great tips.
Yeah, so I think that could be a great way to reach out and get additional like one-on-one orders, driving those Style Club. Because we still have until the 18th. That's only 5 more days. So we have 5 days to also be able to earn that extra product credit that Stella and Dot is giving us, that incentive.
Yes.
Where for every 10 people that you enroll, you get a $50 product credit. So that's good. All right, we have 3 minutes left before Zoom will just kick us out of here. Any like thoughts, questions, things that have been on your mind, anything you need help with, this is a time we can chat about that. Nothing. If you don't say it now, you can never speak to us at another time, ever. Just
Also,
kidding.
can I say that when you said Zoom's going to kick us out, I'm kind of like, if we were in person, I'm picturing somebody kicking us out of the
They're like, last call, you gotta go home. We're closing shop here. All right. Well, on that note, then, thank you guys for joining us for our first ever virtual team meeting, and save the date for all future second Tuesdays of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern, because we're going to make this a new thing, and I'm excited about it. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any feedback or ideas, please pass them along. This is your, like, for you and your time, so whatever you want.
Oh, can I say something really quick?
Yes, less than a minute left.
Okay, I just wanted to say thank you for doing this. I've had taken a break the last week and a half or so, and I was so tired tonight. I really wanted to go to sleep, but I'm glad that I didn't, and this was so fulfilling, and I appreciate it.
Yay, you're the best. Thanks for saying that. All right, thanks everyone for your time, and have an awesome night.
Bye, guys.
Thanks. Good night, you guys.
Bye. Good night.